Hello friend, I want to tell you about the Ford Mondeo car. The Ford Mondeo, like the Opel Vectra C, is a model that lost to the Volkswagen Passat in our country, in terms of both popularity and opinions. However, anyone who had a Ford Mondeo for even a few months cannot deny its spaciousness and great handling. Many users have bad memories of this model due to numerous problems with diesel engines, which were solved over time. The Mondeo is most affected by corrosion, from the floor to the roof, but the suspension and its attachment are a huge problem. In more than one example, after trying to unscrew the wishbones, the floor had to be rebuilt, or the car had to be scrapped. If the suspension is in good condition, the Ford drives phenomenally. But neglected, it takes on a life of its own. This is one of the most sensitive to suspension failures and geometry problems in the middle class. Choosing the right drive unit is important. Diesels with terrible reviews usually have had many repairs, so there is no rule that they will definitely break down right away. Models with low mileage carry a greater risk. In such cars, you can expect anything. The choice between the TDDI and TDCI unit is no longer that important, although it is worth knowing that the TDCI has common rail injection and is more economical, while the TDDI has an injection pump and is considered simpler. There's a bit more to think about in terms of petrol engines. The only one that requires more thought is the 130 bhp 1.8 SCI, which has direct injection. It can be expensive to repair, but on the other hand, if you don't plan on using LPG and the engine doesn't have more than 150,000 kilometers on the clock, it's not a bad choice. It's safer to buy the 2.0 Duratec, the best unit in this model, or the weaker 1.8. Unlike many competitors, the V6 unit in the Mondeo is neither particularly expensive to service nor troublesome, as, for example, in the competing Vectra C. According to many opinions, V6s even tolerate gas power better than four-cylinder engines, and this is important because they can burn more than 15,100 kilometers. They sound great, however, and the Saint 220 version can still please a motoring enthusiast today. The electrics and accessories usually break down in the Mondeo, mainly due to corrosion and age, but it's not a bad car. You just have to get used to the fact that this or that doesn't work, and a light on the instrument panel comes on. The quality of the interior also leaves a lot to be desired. Typical faults in the Ford Mondeo Mk-3: equipment and electrical faults, troublesome locks, diesel equipment faults, fragile dual-mass flywheels, hood, quite low durability of the suspension, terrible condition of the rear, severe corrosion, especially of the chassis. What to look for: a car after the last facelift with a petrol engine, also V6. What to avoid: diesel versions, especially with chassis corrosion. Varies. Thanks for listening to me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and rate my video. If you know of any problems with this car that I haven't mentioned, be sure to write about them in the comments.